You know when you're on holiday, and you've taken that first sip of your beer of choice, and you think, yeah, this is it. It's one of the best feelings, right? Well, I've recently been playing through every single GameCube game, and then I get to Super Mario Sunshine. I thought to myself, damn, I'd love a crispy cold beer on Gelato Beach. And then I thought, oh, this is Mario's holiday. I wonder how many other good places there are. And then I thought, how many bars are there? What do the locals drink? Suddenly, this daft question evolved into something that I think needs an answer. Where is the greatest place for a beer in Super Mario Sunshine?
Super Mario Sunshine! Woohoo!
So here's how this is going to work. I'm going to take a little tour of the island, and I'm going to whack them on a tier list. I'm also going to confer with the boys to make sure my thoughts are valid. But ultimately, the final decision is mine. Let's get looking. A short stroll away from the plaza will find our first spot, right here by the sea. I'm calling this... This is the baseline for nice. It's got great sun, ocean sights, and it's easily accessible. My friend James had a lot of insight about this first location.
I don't know. I'd rate this maybe like a 7. It's got good views, but the thing is, you've
There's
got
no
some.
chair.
Yeah, you've got some fat local next to you as well, ruining the vibe. The thing is, though, is the fact that if you bring like, even if you bring like a 6-pack, they're like rapidly heating in the fucking sun. So by the time you get to the 6th beer, then you're just drinking warm beer and it's fucking wank.
Warm beer. This is your run-of-the-mill beer drinking spot. Nothing too flashy, but gets the job done. I am, however, going to need a bit more winning over than that. Sits middle of the road for me. For now, I'm going to whack this in B tier. It's the Watermelon Festival on Shine number 8 of Gelato Beach. I thought this could be a big contender for number 1. It's got a lot of everything you need. So there's like a cabana by the sea, and it's got chairs and umbrellas next to the coral reef.
Does the scale go up to S?
Yeah.
I would say this is an A tier. It's nice, but the thing is, though, is that look out to the ocean again. You got a fucking theme park there, which
Yep.
kind of ruins the whole vibe.
You don't like that? Is that too industrial?
No, I don't. Too industrial, mate. There's not enough. But the fishes are nice. That's why it's an A.
Man, I thought giving this an A was harsh. Especially when the bar next to you is making watermelon smoothies. Drop a few shots in there and you're well away. I'm going to make an assumption that you can hear the soundtrack when you're here, and I think this is one of the best. And I'm going to have to knock it down a few points because there just doesn't look like there's much going on at this bar. You might be waiting a while for your second drink. A big consideration you've got to take into account is getting flipped 50 foot into the air whilst you're getting there. That's just not practical when you're trying to get back to the hotel. But all in all, I'm going to whack it at the top of A tier. Noki Bay is a bit of a tricky one. It might have some of the most beautiful scenery in the game, but it's a bit too vertical to be cracking a few cans. When I look at this, I just see danger. I don't want to be stumbling up here. James, if I gave you like 10 red stripes and said you have to drink them all up here on this thing, what's the percentage chance that you fall in and die?
Like 0. I'm not a fucking moron.
He might not be a moron, but I certainly am. I'm making this video to begin with. But it is a shame because the sound of the waterfall and the vast scenery looks so great. But the problem's all over the stage. No matter where you go, it's just up. This is like the Mount Everest of drinking beers. If there was a bar at the top of this mountain, there would be 10 deaths a day. I don't think the boat's any better either. To be honest with you, this whole area is just somewhere you want to be sober. This is like an activities day out. And I ain't going down with a ship. Unfortunately, it's going in D tier.
What about a beer out of a cannon?
Real.
Mate, Mario's like the fucking worst tourist ever. He's going around bothering the locals, going to places he shouldn't be. Mario's acting like he's fucking British.
What about a nice beer on a
On a wall.
wall beer, if you will?
Well, that's a breakwater, but all this talk's making me want a beer.
No matter how which way you spin it, a beer at a theme park is no good. You're telling me you want to be drunk at these dizzying heights? No shot, mate. Similar to Noki Bay, having a drink here is just a heinous act. There's gonna be kids and families here, man. Get your shit together. Put the bottle down. And look at how fast that thing's going. This was an easy one for us. There was no conferring needed. This is definitely going at the bottom of the barrel. Straight into F tier. One that I forgot about was the subscribe beer. I think that one's pretty good. The thing about Rico Harbor is that James said this is way too industrial, but I'm currently like 6 beers deep, and I see the potential of this place. Just look at what you can do. Yeah, but you can get pissed and challenge your mates to a beluga race, which seems like animal abuse. Maybe it is, but that's neither here nor there. I hear what he's saying though, this place is a bit grungy, even if you're on the boat. Maybe the diesel fume smell, and the aroma of fish left out way too long in the sun, and the sound of the cranes might get jarring after a while. I'm not convinced the helicopter's a much better idea though. Look, if the missus drags you to Rico Harbor, you've got to make sure you do what you can do. Maybe bring a 4-pack and enjoy yourself. Also, my tier list names are boring, let's reinvent them. Put the bottle down. Bad idea. May as well. Nice boozer. Coming here next year. Beautiful. James has never played Mario Sunshine before, so all his reactions are genuine.
Oh, fuck off. I already know that. Oh, fucking. This is an S tier.
Sit down. You've got a cold Corona. You can hear the nice soundtrack in the background. Evening sun.
You've got some guy with a red cap and a fucking weird jetpack running around. You've got some fucking gal.
Live band. Sun loungers.
Okay. It is an S. It could have been an S+, but the only reason...
Hold on.
It's... Okay.
There is 2 bars. This looks like a liquory place, but you're telling me I can get like a coconut punch type thing at the bar?
Real.
And then I can fuck off back to my sun lounger and watch the sunset.
My only problem is the fact that the amusement park's in the way.
Okay, I can fix that. Right, so you see the amusement park there? It's a problem, right?
Yeah.
Watch this.
Okay. Okay, no, that's an S. That's an S+.
I've got no reservations putting this right in the spot. This is the place to be. It's gonna take some doing to dethrone this. Fucking hell, I'm pissed.
Hotel beer.
Hotel lobby beer.
It's like a B, I would say. Usually, if you're having a hotel lobby beer, then it's either because you're waiting for someone or you're having a nightcap. Do you know what I mean?
I hear you. What about women's toilet beer? You ever had a beer in a bog?
No.
Never.
Have you? No, have you?
I find that hard to believe. I can't say I have.
The best thing about the beer is its portability.
Okay. Now I finally made it. How do we feel about pool beer?
Pool beer, pretty cool. You got a star in the middle.
So you do.
I'm thinking this is a C, to be honest. I can't handle this for the beers.
Nice local music though.
I personally think a beer at Height's pretty good. Like a B, maybe.
Listen, if there's one place you don't want to have a beer, it's this fucking Chuckster Fuckster level. Pianta Village is where you want to be. Look at this big ass crowd. You can get in the mixer with the boys, do some two-stepping with a red stripe. That's what I like. Then you can retreat to this oversized mat and a nice mushroom with a little bit of shade. World's your oyster. Hop in the hot springs like it's no one's business. Dick around on some swings just for the fun of it. Pianta Village daytime is some goated level. Right now, it's coming down to this, and whatever the last stage was called. I can't remember. Roll the next one. I've got a bit of beef with Bianco Hills. Not because it's bad, almost because it's too nice. This is just a quaint little village. I don't want to get Larry here. This is someone's home. I'd be raging if someone was getting pissed outside my home on the local windmill. Sometimes you gotta know when to rein it in. Up here looking over the lands, that's one of these times. Let's just be sensible, yeah? Lily pad's no good. To me, this is somewhere you want to live. I'm not trying to get rowdy here. Let's not disturb the locals too much. And for that, I'm going to put it in May as well. Maybe a local invites you over or something. Something I do think that goes underrated in this game is the problematic beer. You know when shit hits the fan, and all you can do is solidarity is sit on the roof with your boys, crack a cold one and watch it all unfold? But not this guy, he just cares about his sunnies. He couldn't give a fuck. I know it's literally called Corona Mountain, but you're gonna need more than a lime to fix this. I'm not sure this is where you want to be sipping, to be completely honest. Is what I originally thought anyway. And then I found this hot little spring. Fresh water, boat. It's at the end of the game, may as well sink one for good measure. Having said that, it might be chalked if you're trying to steer this boat. Fuck this thing. Maybe a little pre-match shot so you don't get too nervous when you're fighting Bowser, you know? Just to take the edge off. I don't see no harm in it. And for that reason, I'm not going to put it in the bottom tier, I'm going to whack it in May as well. The hero deserves a beer, you feel me? And that brings us to the end of the video. I'm going to decide which one really takes the cake. I want to say thank you for watching first, if you've somehow made it through all of this. I played through this entire game again for about the 50th time, and if you haven't, make sure you go and do it, yeah? But without further ado, the winner is... Come on, it was always going to be Serena Beach, wasn't it? Mario's fought the world and saved the world too many times. Bro just needs a day off. Little evening in front of the sunset. Who can blame the guy, really? That, on top of all of the positives I mentioned earlier, this was a no-brainer. This is the best spot for a beer in Super Mario Sunshine. And cheers.